Hello everybody, how is it going with all of you today? Hope you're doing well. My name is Impera Tempest, and today we're going to be talking about something on Roblox that I found pretty cringy for a while now, and that's copy and pastes. So basically what a copy and paste is it's somebody who took a look or a design of a look from somebody else and then just kind of copy and paste it like the name suggests, and basically everybody kind of just looks the same, and that's why people are kind of upset by it or why it seems kind of cringy, because they're not really making unique looks, they're just kind of looking the same. So this is kind of what a copy and paste looks like. They kind of differ a little bit, but this is basically the general copy and paste that currently exists on Roblox. Something everyone might not know though is that copy and paste have actually existed for a very long time, like before 2020, 2021. They've actually existed for pretty much the entire existence of Roblox. I mean, back in 2012, when I really first got into the game a lot, there was a whole bunch of people that basically looked like this with the Empyrean Raymonds, and basically everybody just looked like this. They always wore the same hats, and they kind of had the same design. Even I was one of those people that bought the generic package, which was like the superhero package with like shaggy hair of some sort, either regular shaggy if you were poor, or like some blonde shaggy that they had, or you could get like one of those skater hats usually, and that's kind of what everybody looked like back in the day. The problem, is that we're humans, we're supposed to be evolving, we're supposed to be changing over time, Roblox is supposed to evolve over time, people are supposed to come up with their own looks, but unfortunately everybody's just kind of degraded in this, even worse nowadays because there's actual online dating that's happening with a lot of these people, and it's going over Discord, and a lot of them are underage too, which is just a big problem for pretty much everybody, We don't really want those people on the website. I mean, now more than ever, Roblox is full of unique items. If you look at the catalog, for example, there's even the UGC program, of course, which is just making a huge amount of items available for everybody. You can basically look like anything you want, You could be like a crazy powerful archmage or some scary dragon or anything that you could really dream of. Like now more than ever, that one quote from the old days of Roblox, be anything, build anything. Be anything is more true now than it ever has been. Unfortunately, people aren't really taking advantage of all these cool UGC items, and a lot of people kind of just wear the same ones, and that's not really a problem because a lot of these UGC items are actually pretty cool, but there's just a bunch of basically the same exact UGC item, just a little bit recolored, and it's all kind of just blends together, When someone walks into a game with this like full rainbow cartoon set or this full void set, it doesn't really strike you as like really cool. It just kind of strikes you as average because everybody kind of just looks like that now. To be honest, I can't really talk because I like to make my characters really basic, so I mean that's my own problem, just having a really basic character and not taking advantage of some of the really cool items that exist in the game. But at the same time, at least I don't look like everybody else. At least even though I'm basic, I still look like pretty unique for the most part, and have some pretty cool items to go along with that. That's kind of why I like limited items so much, because limiteds allow you to basically have this really cool, really rare item that not everybody has, and it's actually worth, some amount of value that can rise over time. Your Robux kind of work for you. I think one of the reasons that we have so many copy and paste right now is because of TikTok, actually, and that's because TikTok actually is kind of like a trend-setting type platform, and there's a lot of people on there that play Roblox, and they kind of just post like really basic outfits that they might have and talk about how it's cool to have a certain item that isn't really all that cool on its own, and they kind of just make these weird outfits out of them that don't really make a whole lot of sense and kind of make everybody just look the same. I mean, you can look like whatever you want to look like, that's kind of the point of Roblox and the catalog, but don't walk into a game looking like this and then saying stuff like, oh, I'm really unique and special and quirky, because you're just basically looking like every other random person. I mean, even my own brother fell victim to this, even though he's one of the more OG Roblox players, he's even looking like a copy and paste these days, kind of an emo one at that. But I mean, just look at these old commercials. Like, it was so cool and such an interesting concept to be able to be anything, build anything, and kind of just be some super unique looking design, and that was really stressed by the commercials back in the day. But nowadays, it's just kind of like, if you don't have this specific fedora or this specific hair, you kind of just are not, normal. You're weird. They kind of ostracize you for being different, which is a little odd. The really weird thing, too, is that this copy and paste sort of dilemma has also caused a lot of limited items that normally wouldn't be valued as high as they are to just shoot up in price. Like, for example, Playful Vampire and Super Super Happy Face. These items are absolutely massive in quantity. There are so many of them in existence, but it doesn't matter. They're still super expensive because everybody keeps buying them. I'm not going to act like this wasn't a problem back in the day too. Like back when I was really getting into LMAD, there were people that were ostracized by the LMAD community because they would just have generic limiteds like Yum or like JJ 5x5 white top hat. And those were kind of just the old day copy and paste for L Matters, more of the expensive items because everybody was buying them, but they were still pretty copy and paste, and a lot of people had them. Also, we really need to change the acronym for copy and paste. Everybody keeps using CNP, which is a very, very bad acronym to use and has a lot of negative connotations. Especially when you're talking about Roblox, which is widely seen as a kid's game these days, saying CNP is not really a good idea. But yeah, if you look like this, don't approach me. I even have a shirt that says that. I was in Club Iris earlier, and I kind of just go in Club Iris to mess around with people because it's one of the weirdest places on Roblox right now, and it has some of the most degenerate people in the entire community. So if you want a good place to go troll, Club Iris is a good place. But I was walking around in Club Iris, and I saw this guy that was sitting by the main booths, and he had this shirt on where he was basically just, trying to be OG and bring back the old days and kind of crusade against these little kids that were playing the game. And I was like, hey, that's actually kind of funny. I'm going to go ahead and buy that shirt. So now I have a shirt that basically is warring against copy and paste. So I thought that was kind of funny that people are at least warring against it after all this time still. Roblox is actually making that update where they're making you pay to upload clothing to the catalog to kind of prevent spam and to prevent botting, which is kind of a good idea in parts, but also kind of a bad idea as well. But one of the really interesting things about that is I think that copy and paste actually contributed to that having a price tag, to actually having to pay to upload clothing. I think copy and paste actually had a part to play in that. And the reason I think that is because these copy and pastes are sort of able to spend a bunch of Robux on different items and clothing. They don't really care how much it costs. They just care if they're able to look like their regular trend-setting person. So that's kind of why I think Roblox was more okay with putting this like price floor that you have to have on all of your clothes, because the copy and pastes were basically, they were going out of their way to pay a bunch of Robux to look like the same type of person. And so Roblox kind of maybe saw that and was like, hey, these people don't really care about paying Robux. Let's go ahead and make clothing designers make clothes more expensive, so that copy and paste, because it won't really affect them very much. They're still going to buy it no matter the cost. But yeah, this really makes me miss the old days of Roblox. I mean, there were problems back in the old days as well, and there were kind of the same type of thing that currently exists with copy and paste back in the day as well. But honestly, like seeing this and seeing kids try to online date a lot, and it just kind of really brings back the feelings of wanting to be back in the old days, back in the nostalgia, where I was able to play, the old online dater games that didn't involve going on Discord and potentially getting picked up by a shady person. I was able to actually play games safely on the Roblox website since Discord didn't even exist yet. And that was kind of the good old days, That's when there weren't people paying hundreds of Robux to look like the exact same person as the guy next to them. Speaking of that, I've also noticed on TikTok recently that there's even accounts being made that are like the old days of Roblox, or like Roblox in 2013, and they'll just be showing like caramel dancing and old songs that were played on Roblox back in the day, and just old games that people used to play as well. And they would also like cosplay and dress up as old Roblox avatars that people might have used to had. So, that was kind of interesting to see that on TikTok and see that kind of becoming a little bit of a trend to like have nostalgia, be a trend, which is a little weird. And I think a lot of those people actually weren't around during that time. A lot of those videos were pretty inaccurate from somebody that actually played back then. Like a lot of them had like the wrong song for the wrong era, or they had like the wrong look for the wrong era. And that kind of was like annoying to me because it was my childhood. But yeah, it's just kind of annoying to see that, it's annoying to see my childhood become a trend, if you will. That's basically all I wanted to say about this. I just thought that it was kind of stupid to see copy and paste, and I kind of want to do a series of commentaries on my channel where I basically just talk about new types of things on Roblox that I find cringy, and kind of just discuss the old days of Roblox in comparison. And I thought that would kind of be an interesting series, so this is sort of the second episode in that series, if you will. So hopefully you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys next time. Be sure to like and subscribe to the video. I don't know how you're going to subscribe to the video. Subscribe to my channel, and also like the video if you enjoyed it. And I'll be making more commentaries in the future, and more trading and investing content, because I'm also interested in doing that for Roblox. So anyway, see you next time. Peace.